of the internet. The internet does not sleep. Internet so in that 24 hours. What you say?
Fascinating case Sarah Rainsford reporting there. Let's head to Nigeria now, to Sokoto State, where those US airstrikes hit militant targets on Christmas Day. Residents in the village of Nakuru have told the BBC that the Lacroa militant group, which American and Nigerian authorities say is affiliated with Islamic State, has terrorized their community for years, enforcing strict rules on daily life and punishing those who disobey. We can speak now to Colonel Ahmed Usman, the security advisor to the governor of Sokoto, where that village is located. Welcome to the program. Can we talk about those American attacks? First of all, do you know whether anybody was killed or injured in those attacks?
Good morning, BBC service, or service, and good morning, listeners. I am Ahmed Abdul Osman, retired colonel, special advisor on security matters to Sokoto State Governor Dr. Ahmad Ali Sokoto. As a special advisor, I will restrict myself to my roles as advisor. However, note that the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the United States share United States are on shared intelligence to carry out operation on December 25th, 2025.
So like this will take you how many minutes or how many hours?
PM
This one.
and 11 p.m. So I'm only 1 hour. Make remarks.
Okay.
I only make remarks.
This one, then the other one again 1 hour.
Or observation in line with my
both of them.
Governor, Dr. Ahmad Ali Sokoto.
Okay. So you can't say whether people were killed or injured in the
to protect lives and properties of all Sokoto State citizens. It's well coordinated operation that between the Nigeria and United States.
I can see this one has like an E. That the cow was marked.
I was not involved on this.
Yeah, the cow was given a mark. That's why the mark remained on the drum.
We make some.
You understand?
We observe some lapses.
Isn't it?
It was observed that
the cow was. They normally mark the cows for identification.
With minimal involvement.
Okay. So maybe you're unaware about whether people were killed or injured. Let's talk about the Lacroa group then. We've spoken to people in your state who are scared of this group and say effectively that the state is unable to protect them. What more is needed to protect the people?
Yeah, at this level, that's why I'm just trying to give you a background of issues because I believe that security issues is not like football match whereby at least need commentary. It's more be tactical, especially this operation that is operation that at least must be very coordinated and it must all stakeholders involved. That is why I want to draw your attention. Like when you look at it, the operational even lack defense information management, which is part of it. And it also lack impact assessment because up to now it was just leaving the community in danger of unexplosive ordnance.
But people say that they've lived in fear for years of these militants. And the police even say that they don't spend very long in places like Nakuru, for example, for fear that the militants will attack them. They say they aren't able to defend themselves. So surely you do need to be doing more to protect ordinary residents and the police if they're to effectively try to protect the citizens themselves.
As a special advisor, and we took over leadership 2023. I'm telling you the truth, which I'm sure you're aware, it's reduced. It's reduced.
The attacks have reduced.
To see that.
But people are still fearful, aren't they?
Yeah, but if you, that's why I wanted to give you the background of all these things. Without the background, I don't think that you understand, or people will not understand what I'm heading to. Issue of lacrosse. If now we have this issue of for decades, and now the well-coordinated, so-called well-coordinated operation that up to now no infant assessment. What can you, or what people can say about this issue of targeting the lacrosse and up to now no infant assessment? That's to say that what the United States were looking for is something else. That's to draw your attention that the Excellency, the Governor of Sokoto State, tried a lot by supporting all the conventional securities. All conventional securities in the patrol, and also establish a center, reservation center. It's not the way. The problem is not as it is before.
Right, okay, you're saying it's slightly better. Thank you very much, Colonel Ahmed Usman, Security Advisor to the Governor of Sokoto.
You're listening to Newsday from the BBC with Rob and Anne. A reminder now of the main headlines on the BBC World Service this hour. And China has launched rockets on a second day of military exercises around Taiwan, which Beijing claims as its own territory. A new search for the wreckage of the missing Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 is expected to begin on Tuesday. And Bangladesh's first female Prime Minister, Khalida Zia, has died at the age of 80 following a prolonged illness. A look at sports now with Isaac Fennan in London.
Yeah, police in Nigeria say the British former two-time world heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua has been injured in a road accident which killed 2 people when the car they were travelling in crashed into a truck on the Lagos to Ibadan expressway in the southeast of the country. Footage circulating online shows the boxer wincing as he's helped out of the vehicle. This is what some of the eyewitnesses told our colleagues at BBC Pidgin. We saw 4 cars coming from Lagos. When they arrived at Siloma, the cars were speeding and trying to navigate. They hit a truck parked in front of the shop. 4 people were inside Anthony Joshua's car. 2 foreign nationals died instantly. Anthony was trapped inside the car for about 20 minutes. We saw him and said, "He is our glory here in Nigeria." We went to rescue him.
You go there and go and rescue the Anthony. He walked out by himself, coming outside, and he greeted people.
He walked out by himself, greeted the crowd, thanked people and shook hands. There were about 4 cars in the convoy, and eventually one of them rescued Anthony and took him to a hospital. He did not have any injuries, but he was in shock at the time. That's why he's taken to the hospital. Nothing serious happened to him. He was fine.
Yeah, really tragic story. There's more on it at the BBC Sport website. Let's talk Africa Cup of Nations next. We're into the final games of the group phase. Joining me from Morocco is Piers Edwards, football commentator out there. Piers, Group A and B have been sorted. All the big names made it through. No surprises for South Africa, Egypt and Morocco.
No, I think that the big surprise in Group A for me is just how much pressure the Morocco coach Walid Regragui is under. Don't forget, he took his side to the World Cup semi-finals in 2022, the first African team ever to do it. He's recently posted a world record number of consecutive wins. He's nearly 2 years unbeaten. And yet there was talk of replacing him recently. This came after the 1-1 draw on match day 2 in the group against Mali. They were very flat, no creativity, but he mixed it up last night in the game against Zambia, and how he was rewarded. What a night it was. 3-0. It ended. Ayub Al-Kabi scored twice, one another stunning kick his second of the tournament. Brahim Diaz, the Real Madrid player, scored as well. He oozes class. A big cheer of the night, though, came for Ashraf Hakimi, the reigning African Footballer of the Year, the PSG star, nearly 2 months out with an ankle problem. He came back on. Crucially, by winning the group, they stay in the cavernous Prince Malai Abdallah Hassan Stadium. That will be key for them. Mali also made it through from the group, but that was after a 0-0 draw against Comoros. But they couldn't find the firepower they needed. They had a man sent off late on. Group B, Isaac, as you say, Egypt and South Africa, the expected teams also through. Egypt changed their entire 11 against Angola. No Salah, no Marmoush. South Africa, meanwhile, needed a late penalty to see off a spirited Zambia side. But just back to the Egypt game, very disappointed in Angola, I am. They were a really good team in the tournament last year, getting to the quarterfinals under Portuguese coach Pedro Gonçalves. But after a disappointing World Cup campaign, they sacked him just 3 months ago. He had been in charge for 6 years and building nicely. The new coach, Patrice Baumel, made 7 changes for the game against this weakened Egypt side. They couldn't score, very disjointed, but that's what comes if you change your coach late on. They can, though, still make it through as one of the best third-place sides if Tunisia beat Tanzania in a separate group today. South Africa, by the way, they look set to meet either Ivory Coast, the reigning champions, or Cameroon, the 5-time African champions, in round 16. What a game that will be. Whoever makes that through, that match will meet Morocco in all likelihood in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it's all setting up nicely. Let's look at today's matches. Nigeria, they take on Uganda. Super Eagles are through. Could we see them potentially rest some of their big stars just like Egypt did on Monday?
I think so, absolutely. Eric Shell, the Malian in charge of Nigeria, has hinted at it in his pre-match press conference. He said this is a competition about the squad, not just 11 players. He said you need the players to have playing time to make an impact in their latter stages, and it's obviously very hard to disagree with him. We saw Nigeria's quality against Tunisia. They won 3-2. They had been coasting to a 3-0 victory before a late surprising comeback. But they look settled. In Ademola Lookman, they have one of the outstanding players in the competition, last year's African Footballer of the Year. Victor Osimhen, the 2023 African Footballer of the Year, is back among the goals after having 5 ruled out between now and the last tournament. I wonder if he'll get some minutes to build on that confidence. They've already won the group, Nigeria. They will be through. Uganda, though, they're co-hosting the next Nations Cup in 2027. So it's a big game for them. They've got just the 1 point. And they need a win to reach the knockouts. But the big game in Group C is actually the match between Tunisia and Tanzania. That's the one here and about. I'm commentating on it. Tunisia are second with 3 points. Tanzania third with 1. But the way it works with the four best third-place sides here means that Tanzania could go through with a score draw. If the game ends goalless, they will be level on points with Angola, the only other side that they can make it through against. And according to the CAF regulations, we would then go to a drawing of lots to find out who goes through between Angola and Tanzania if, as said, Tunisia and Tanzania ends goalless. That's because they have an identical record. So we will see if that happens, but it'll be pretty remarkable if Tanzania can make it through without ever having won a game, not just at this Nations Cup, but in African history.
Yeah, drawing of lots. I'm not sure whether that's worse than the penalty shootout, to be honest. A lot closer in Group D. Senegal take on Benin, who'll fancy their chances of causing a shock, won't they?
Well, they really will. And after last night's results, by which I mean the third team in Group A, for example, only has 2 points, you now just need 2 points to go through. That's never happened since the tournament expanded to 24 teams in 2019. 3 points has always been the minimum. Well, Benin, courtesy of beating Botswana last time out for their first ever win at an AFCON in their 5th finals, are now guaranteed to go through. So a free hit for them. And by the way, because of that result last night, the teams with 3 points are already through. Now includes Sudan, despite the war going on back home, and for the first time Mozambique too. Senegal, they met DR Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, last time out, 1-1, but a clash between 2 of the continent's best sides. The question is, who will top the group? If Senegal do beat Benin, as I must be honest, I expect them to do, unless there are wholesale changes there, of course, well, the only way that the Congolese can eclipse them is they heavily beat Botswana, who are the weakest side in the group. Botswana have yet to score. They've conceded 4. No one else in Group G has conceded more than 1. So we'll just have to see who makes it through from that group, Group D.
Thank you very much, Piers. That's Piers Edwards joining us live from Morocco. It's set for a thriller.
Yeah, he's obviously got some massive flowchart in front of him.
All the permutations.
Games that could happen.
Yeah.
Isaac, Piers, thanks very much indeed.
This is the BBC World Service, exploring the effect of ballet classes on young Kenyans. Lisa's childhood has been full of uncertainty, but for her and hundreds of other children, ballet has remained a constant. I am exploring how ballet is changing the lives of young people.
Kibera Ballerinas, Thursday at 9:30 and 21 GMT. At 8:30 GMT, Business Daily.
Today we're in Japan, where after a stagnant few years, wages are starting to rise. We'll be hearing how this increased consumer spending power is leading to a boost in extreme fan culture, known as oshikatsu.
Come on, really cool.
To the country's retail
Look at that.
price.
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Hello and welcome to Newsday on the BBC World Service with Anne Soy in Nairobi and Rob Young in London.
President Trump says he hopes to reach phase 2 of the Gaza ceasefire very quickly. He also has warned Hamas would have hell to pay if it didn't disarm quickly.
Ukraine denies a drone attack on Putin's residence as Russia's losses in the war increase. We speak to our correspondent who has been looking at the numbers.
What we have seen is that in 2025, number of obituaries have been the highest ever, and it's on average 40% higher than compared to the previous year.
And an interesting story from Japan, why the nation can't let go of Hanako-san, the little girl who haunts school toilets in her films and video games.
Remember, toilets were also a scary place in Japanese schools, especially the old ones.
Hello, I'm Emily Thomas with the BBC News. China has launched rockets on a second day of military exercises around Taiwan, which Beijing claims as its own territory. The Chinese war games are simulating the seizure and blockade of key parts of the self-governing island. Stephen McDonnell reports from Beijing.
According to Zhou, on the Pingtan Island, which is close to Taiwan, volleys of rockets were fired into the air from mainland China this morning as the People's Liberation Army exercises move into the second day. Live fire operations have been increased on all sides of Taiwan. The Chinese military says it's carrying out simulated strikes and a dress rehearsal for a blockade of the territory Beijing considers a rogue province. US President Donald Trump said he wasn't worried by the mass exercises as they'd happened before.
A new report by the UN Children's Organization says sexual violence against children in the Democratic Republic of Congo is endemic, systemic, and appears to be increasing. UNICEF says that most cases of sexual violence are concentrated in North and South Kivu. The report documents 45,000 cases this year alone. Ramatu Toure, UNICEF's Chief of Child Protection in DRC, has told the BBC there are no safe spaces left for children in the country.
Hospitals and schools actually should be places where children and women are protected, have also been targeted. So the care and the support that the children can count on is actually very limited. But they do have support because we continue to work with community-based actors, women-led organizations, and also the service providers who stay despite the insecurity.
Bangladesh has declared 3 days of mourning following the death of opposition leader Khaleda Zia. In a television broadcast to the nation, the country's interim leader appealed for calm ahead of her funeral on Wednesday. Zia was the country's first female prime minister and led her Bangladesh Nationalist Party to victory in 2 elections, serving 2 5-year terms, the last ending in 2006. Police in Nigeria have confirmed that 2 friends of the boxer Anthony Joshua were killed in the car crash involving the former 2-time world heavyweight champion. Sina Gami and Latif Ayodele were part of his training team. Here's Mayeni Jones.
Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said in a statement that he'd spoken with Anthony Joshua personally to give his condolences for the passing of his friends and teammates. He described the 36-year-old British boxer of Nigerian origin as a source of national pride. Mr. Joshua was travelling by car to his family's hometown of Sagamu in southwestern Nigeria. When the vehicle he was in lost control and collided with a parked lorry. The police say preliminary findings suggest the car was over the speed limit and overtaken when the crash happened.
Over the speed of limit. President Tinubu have spoken to him.
Emergency after separatist forces seized territory in the south of the country. It comes hours after Saudi Arabia bombed the port city of Raqqa. Riyadh said it had targeted a shipment of weapons from the United Arab Emirates, which is backing the southern separatists. The head of Yemen's presidential council cancelled a defence pact with the UAE. Rashid al-Alimi demanded that all UAE forces leave the country within 24 hours and imposed a no-fly zone. South Korea has unveiled plans to introduce tougher penalties for a range of unfair market practices by companies. The country's antitrust regulator said it would significantly increase fines for price fixing from 20% of revenue to 30%. Scientists say endangered sharks, including the great white shark, risk disappearing from the Mediterranean Sea.
Your friend is saying,
Conservation research team from the US and Britain
like
says at least 40 great white sharks have been caught and killed since January. Researchers say they've been monitoring Mediterranean fishing ports and discovered some of the most threatened shark species for sale in North African fish markets. The Mediterranean is one of the most fished seas on the planet. Denmark's National Postal Service will today deliver letters for the last time. PostNord says the rise in email has led to a drastic fall in the number of letters being sent. Here's our global affairs reporter, Paul Moss.
It was back in 1624 that the first Danes sent the first letter through the National Postal Service. 4 centuries later, and the country's distinctive red post boxes are being removed. PostNord says Denmark is now one of the most digitized countries in the world, with people carrying out just about any task possible online, while the amount of physical mail has dropped by more than 90%. Danes will still be able to send letters through a private company.
That was the latest world news from the BBC.
Thank you for that bulletin. Hello, it was Newsday from the BBC World Service. Story in Nairobi and Rob Young in London. Thanks for joining us again.
Coming up this half hour, we've got stories for you from Gaza, Russia and Japan.
In business, more focusing on the flight disruptions in Asia caused by China's live...
No battery, please charge.
Kwa ya ino mae kwa ya mae mipacho. Kwa ya mae Kupitino mae mipacho.
Joshua were killed in a car crash in Nigeria. As ever, I would like to hear your thoughts on these stories. Our text number is +4. No battery.
Kawani tu masa. Okay, guys, good morning, everybody. Of course, it's Human Face Humanity First, uplifting all souls across the board. And what you see here is the Balogu Djimbè drum, the African traditional Balogu Djimbè drum. It is one of the most popular and unique musical instruments in Ghana, in Africa, okay? Across the 54 states of African countries, North Africa, West Africa, South Africa, Central Africa, you find these drums there, okay? So this section or this phase you are seeing or this process you are seeing is called the pulling of the string process. Pulling process. You can see the black ropes are being pulled, are being drawn, tightened to ensure that the unique sound of the drum comes out. If that is not done properly, it will not come out. The skin you see here, this is the skin. It's called cow. It's cow skin. Cow skin, very hard. So it is very, very energy intensive. Something I've said several times, and I would like to emphasize on that again. It is very, very energy intensive. If I point the camera now on the face of the man that is pulling, I don't know whether the camera can allow you to see the sweat. He's sweating profusely, which tells you that he's using so much energy. He's using a lot of calories to ensure that he effectively pull this black rope. They are very, very strong ropes. Okay, so please, if you have anything in mind, please don't hesitate to drop it in the comments below. Let's discuss. Okay, I keep on showing this because as Africans, we need to know our culture and our tradition. We need to know our roots. There is a saying which says, a people without a culture is like a tree without branches. Okay, a people without a culture is like a tree without leaves and branches. Okay, so we are Africans. We are supposed to know our culture and tradition. We are supposed to know our roots. Okay, this musical instrument has lived for generations, right? So if you have any questions about them, please don't hesitate to drop it in the comments below. Or if you have anything that is not of public consumption, please also don't hesitate to reach out at the description of my YouTube channel. My email address is there. My WhatsApp number is there. Please email me, WhatsApp me, and let's talk. If you need this drum, they are available. This drum and the other drums, they are all, as you can see, they are here. Plenty of them are here. This is the factory. It's called Yahweh's Eagles Royal Indigenous Handicraft. That's the name. Royal Yahweh Indigenous Handicraft. We deal with drums and every other African traditional stuffs. They are available here. We are located at Accra Art Center, opposite to Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Museum. Opposite to Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Museum. Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, yes. Opposite Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. And also very close to Black Star Square and Independence Square. Of course, if you've been to Ghana, definitely you've been to those places because these are the hubs of tourism in Ghana. Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, Black Star Square, Independence Square. These are the hubs or the hotspots of tourism in Ghana. Okay, you've also definitely been to Accra Art Center, where we are currently as I'm doing this live video. Okay, so once more again, if you have anything that doubts you about Ghana tourism, Africa in general, okay, please don't hesitate to drop it in the comment below. Let's discuss. This is Human Face Humanity First, uplifting all souls across the board. Okay, stay tuned and enjoy.
To work and to support those people because the aids are not scaled up and
I want to be showing your sweat, but I don't know whether the camera will show it properly. The way you are sweating, I want people to be seeing your sweat to know that you are doing a very good job. But I don't know if the camera will allow me to show the way you are sweating. The camera is showing your sweat.
Yeah,
black guy sweating.
Down to the people in Gaza. What are their hopes
What
and
do you get
aspirations ahead of the
Oh, Mate, so beso be mami do be kaje undi ami no mi de se mi de mi de.
Honestly speaking,
Undi
this
mi mi
question is very hard to
If you
anyone
are
here
there,
in
respect
Gaza to
so say
answer because
respect.
people
Then you
were
open
holding up on hope for more than 2 years, and now everything is stopped.
Once more again, ladies and gentlemen, family members, if you have anything in mind, you have any questions to ask, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comments below. I will ensure that I address them one after the other. Me and my colleague here will ensure that we address all your concerns. Please, if you need anything in Ghana here that has to do with tourism, this drum and other touristic items or cultural items, souvenirs, please let me know in the comments below and we'll ensure that we make them available to you. Mrs. Barbara, have we seen you online yet? Please, today is the 29th. Today is the 29th, 30th, right? Today is the 30th, right? Today is the 30th. Mrs. Barbara, Mr. Henry Cooks. Mrs. Barbara, Mr. Henry Cooks. Your questions are highly solicited in the comments below, please.
And to have access to their very basic
Yeah, today is
needs.
the 30th.
We're not talking
Wow.
now about reconstruction. We are talking just to have vans, for example, to protect them from the harsh weather. We are talking about free and accessible food, nutritious food. We are talking about not only processed food as entering as a square, but also fresh produce like chicken, meat, eggs, and other kind of fresh produce to make it available, accessible, and free as well because they cannot afford, they don't have any source of income.
Thank you very much for that, for speaking to us. Yusuf Abu Sharik speaking to us there from Gaza City.
Despite recent diplomatic activity, including led by United States,
Minya, but lady, no time ben na obeba.
Statements from Russia
Oh, Jawasi. Enra she. Who say emo wodi emo kwa hwe ni ho. Won feel she. Wonim sa. Minya sika wo be hu mmenya aduane wa ha. Won so sa wo pe enjoy obi a pe enjoyment masa. Oh, forget it. Wo dia twen ye be hu sisi a enche bia sika beba wo be hu mehu se wo pe enjoyment. Onipa bia pe enjoyment do nyame. Enjoyment is different. Me pay your friend is saying me pay aduane papa. There be anya too much. Huh?
Number of abattoirs have been the highest
Me na there.
on average 40%
Me tia
higher
say.
compared to the
Azu me
previous
there.
year. This is a very significant increase. And
Maje
the
fasting
second
sir.
secret is
Chef.
that the months with the biggest spike coincide with the months where the most intense negotiation between
Who could
US
do
and
Saba?
Russia have been going on.
So what does the
Eh,
recent
we are no.
information then tell us about the intensity of the war?
So what we have seen is
Okay,
that
guys, once more again,
the number of
this is Human Face
abattoirs
Humanity First,
have
uplifting all souls
the
across
first
the board.
spike happened
Like I
in
told you
February
earlier, what you see
2024.
here is
That's exactly the time
the
when US
Balgo
and
Gimbe
Russia
drum. It's
started
one of the most
advanced
popular
negotiations
drums
about a
in
possible peace
Ghana
deal on
and Africa
Ukraine.
as a whole.
Then it
You
lowered a
go
little bit,
to
and then
South
another
Africa,
huge spike
Southern
was in
Africa, you go to
August
Eastern
when
Africa,
another round of
you come to West
negotiations have
Africa here
started
where
by
we are staying because
interface
of
in
course Ghana
Alaska,
is a
in
West
person
African
with
country.
Donald Trump,
Ghana share boundary
and in
with Ivory
October
Coast,
when
with
another
Burkina
round of
Faso, and
negotiations was supposed to
with
happen in
Togo.
Budapest.
Okay, so
The number
you
of
come to
abattoirs
East
published per
Africa,
day sometimes
you
reached
find these drums. They are
323
available there. This is
This
because
is
of the
twice as
uniqueness
much
of the
as the
drums,
average in
right? So
2024.
once more again,
So it's
where
hard
we
to
are
refer
located here
the
is called
spikes to
Accra
exact
Art
dates,
Center.
but we
Accra
do
Art
refer to
Center.
certain
This is
months.
the hub
And it
of
seems that
tourism
it
in
has been
Ghana.
part of the Russian
All
strategy to get
craftsmen
maximum
are
advantage
found here.
from the front
They
line
all people who
just
do this type of
before the
drums, this other
negotiations
type
or
of drums,
during
as
the
you can see, this other
negotiations
type of
to
drums.
use it as a leverage
Plenty of them are
during the
here.
talks.
Okay,
It's not just, the
so we
numbers
have other
show,
different type
but
of
it is also Russian officials
cultural
themselves
and,
confirming it. For example,
traditional
in
stuffs that
December,
are made here.
the
So that was
ID
why I
for
said earlier,
President
if you
Putin,
need anything
Egyptian post
that has to
said
do
that
with tourism,
recent
if you need
successes
anything
on
that
the
has to do with
battlefield
the
helped
culture
them
of
to
Africa,
succeed
of
in
Ghana,
negotiations as
or
well.
Africa as a whole,
So you
please
see
let
how
me
the
know.
numbers
It is
basically
available here. We'll
back
make sure we
up
get it for you.
some of the hints
Whatever you need,
which the
just
Kremlin
let
is
us know.
giving
We'll
out.
make sure we get
And
them
when
for
you
you.
look at the
Okay?
obituaries, what does it tell you
They are
about the
available
ages
here,
of
definitely.
those who've been
We
killed,
ensure that
where
me
they're
and my
from,
team, we have
and
a
whether
formidable
they
team here, a trustworthy team.
volunteered
We'll
to
make
fight
sure we
for
get for
Russia
you
in the
whatever you
war,
want,
or
whether
whether
it
they
is
were
this type of
forced to.
drum, whether it is
Yes,
an
we have been
attire,
studying it
I mean,
since
cloth,
2022. We see
African
how
clothes, they are
much
all
the
available. We have kente, we
picture
have
of the
original
average
kente
soldier
that
has
are sold
changed.
here.
At the start of the
Okay,
invasion,
we
it
have
was
different type of
professional
items
soldiers,
that are
elite
sold
troops,
at Accra Art
paratroopers,
Center here.
special
Like I said
forces
earlier,
operators,
Accra Art
young
Center
guys
is
around
located
21 years
very
old
close to
with
Kwame Nkrumah Memorial
significant
Park,
training.
and also
Now, the
very close
average
to
age of those killed is
Black
about
Star Square and
40,
Independence
and it's
Square.
growing
So if
every
you've been
year.
to Ghana,
We
definitely
also
you know
see
these
that the
locations I've
majority
just
of them
named for you.
signing up and
You
dying
know them
are
because
so-called
definitely you
volunteers. So
visited
these
them.
are people who
Whether you are in
have
the UK, you are in
decided
the
to sign out a
USA,
contract with the Russian
each time
Ministry
you
of
visit
Defense,
here,
and
these are the
the
places your
majority of
tour
them
guide
don't have
or your tour
real
operators
military
will tell you to
experience
visit.
in their past.
Okay, your tour
And
operators will definitely
partially
tell you to
seems
visit these
to be
locations because
connected to the fact
they
that
are the
Moscow
hub
has
of tourism
significantly
in Ghana,
increased
right? So
payouts
once more
for the
again,
new
if you need
contract.
anything,
So
please
if
don't
you
hesitate to
sign
drop
the
it in the
contract
comments
now,
below.
you can
Drop it in the
get
comments below. Or if
significant
you have
amount
any
of money, and
question
the
or any
salary which
concern
will
that is
be
not of public
8-9
consumption,
times
you
higher
don't want
than
it to
your
be
average
in the
salary,
comments
plus
below or to be seen in the
significant
comments
sign-up
below,
bonuses.
please don't
This
hesitate
is
to
sort of dream
check
money.
the
This
description
is
of my YouTube
like
channel. My
winning
email
the
address is there.
roulette,
My
for
WhatsApp
many
number is
people,
there. Email me, WhatsApp me, and
And
let's
each
talk.
of those
Whatever
obituaries
you
that
need,
you
we'll
believe
ensure
in
me and my team
represents a
will ensure that
loss to
we get it for
parents,
you.
to a
Okay.
wider family, to
Once more again, this
a
is Human
wider
Face Humanity
community.
First, uplifting
Is
all
there any
souls across the
indication
board.
that
Um,
this increasing rate of death in the
your
war is
questions,
having an
your
effect
concerns are
on
highly
how
solicited
Russians
in the
view
comments below.
what they
If you
call
need
the
this,
special military
these
operations in Ukraine?
drums are in different sizes. We have
Yes
from
and no.
size
What we
5
do
to
see from
size
our
20.
study is
From
that
size 5 to
the
size
Kremlin
20
has
are
carefully
available. Okay,
orchestrated the way
size
it
5 to size size 20 are available, and we have different type of skins. We have the cow skin, which is the strongest among all of them. We have the goat skin, which is the second strongest. Then we have the antelope skin. These are the three types of skins they use to manufacture these drums. One, the cow skin; two, the goat skin; and three, the antelope skin. Okay. Then with regards the wood, this wood you are seeing, with regards the wood, we also have different type of woods they use. We have shea butter wood and we have mahogany. Of course, you know mahogany wood is some of the strongest woods in the world. Okay, so we have the mahogany trees. Mahogany tree is one of the major trees they use to make these drums. Then we also have the shea butter tree. The shea butter, of course, you know shea butter, the tree that produces that oily substance that they uses to as cream or as lotion and other stuffs. Okay, so these are the different type of trees they uses to do these drums. So this rope you see here, you can see these black ropes. They are some of the strongest ropes in the world. I wish you will be able to feel the texture. Very, very strong. So you have to use these sticks. As you can see, this stick here was very rough and was very big. But because of the pulling of the ropes, it has become thin and very smooth. It's very, very smooth. You see? Very, very smooth. This one is a bit fluffer because this is the one they used to hit. But this one is very smooth. As you can see, this one. Very, very smooth. You see the mark? The mark on the stick here is as a result of the ropes. It is the ropes that have given the mark on this stick. The stick had no mark. It had no mark like this. But because of the rope, the hardness of the ropes, you see? Because of the hardness or strongness of the rope, as you can see, you see the mark on the stick. This is as a result of these ropes. These ropes. So that's to tell you how hard or strong the ropes is. So pulling these ropes is something very energy intensive. You see the guy, my brother that normally pulls it, you see him sweating profusely, and that's why sometimes I like pointing the camera in front of on his face so that you see the sweat, you know. So this tree you see here, this stick you see here was very big. It was big and it was rough. It was not smooth like this. It was not smooth like this, and it had no mark. This mark was not there, but it's because of the pulling of the ropes. These ropes you see here, because of the pulling of these ropes, that's why it has this mark. It now has this mark. Okay. So if you have any question to ask, you want to know anything about these drums, the Djimbè drum, please ask now, and I will ensure that I will give you the best of explanation. Okay. Once more again, this is Humanity First, uplifting all souls across the board. So this stick you see here was a very big and rough stick, very big and rough stick. But because of the consistent pulling of these ropes, pulling of these black ropes, this black rope, the more you pull them, there is iron rod here. There is an iron rod here at the bottom of the drum. There is an iron rod here, and there are two iron rods also, small iron rod at the top. One is here, as you can see this one. There is an iron rod, and this other one is also another one. So you see, so the smaller one, the larger one is down, and the smaller one is on top. So the one is wrapped with this cow skin. This skin you are seeing, cow skin. So, and it is being pulled with these ropes. It is tied on the rope, and it is being pulled with this stick. This stick you see, they used to pull it. Okay. So, and the more they pull it, the more the stick becomes slimmer and smoother. The more they pull these ropes, the more the stick becomes smaller, slimmer, and smoother. You see, that is because the ropes are very strong. The ropes are very strong, and the wood also that is used is also very strong. This wood here is the mahogany tree wood. It's mahogany tree. The wood you see here is from mahogany, the mahogany tree. Of course, the mahogany tree is one of the strongest woods in the world. You know? So once more again, my people, if you have any question to ask, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comment below. Let's talk. Okay, this is Humanity First, uplifting all souls across the board. If you have anything in mind, you want to know anything about this drum here, about this other drum, or anything, just ask now, and I will ensure that
They said that most of the flight paths going in and out of Taiwan would be affected.
I will ensure that I make it available for you. Okay, we have all type of drums here available, and we also have different touristic and cultural items. Okay, our location is Accra Art Center. Accra Art Center. You know, so if you have anything in mind, you want to know anything about these drums, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comments below. Let's discuss. My colleague has gone to ease himself. He's coming, so let's keep discussing while he comes. He'll soon be here. He went to ease himself. So as you can see, these black ropes, very strong. The ropes are very strong, very hard.
Is the tale of Hanako-san.
So the
The
more they
famous
pull the
toilet
string,
ghost.
the more they
A
pull the
rumor is
ropes,
spreading in
the
Ari's
more
school.
the drum
Hanako
sound comes
disappeared
out.
from a second floor bathroom. Ari tells her
See?
friend Saki they have to go check it out. Saki's trembling at the thought. If you grew
The
up
more
in
they
Japan
pull the
any
ropes,
time in the last
the
7
more
decades,
the
you know
sound
the
of the
story.
drum comes out.
Hanako-san,
The sound
the
is very
faceless
unique.
girl in a red dress who lurks in
The
school
sound is very, very
lavatories.
unique.
There are dozens of versions of her story. One says she was a schoolgirl killed in a World War II air raid while playing hide and seek. Another claims she was murdered by a parent. Others say she died
Once
by
more again, if you
suicide
want to know
after being
anything about these
bullied.
drums
But whatever the
or anything
variation is,
about
the
the
playground
tourism
game
of
is
Ghana,
fun. Not
please don't
3
hesitate to
times.
drop it in the comment below. Let's discuss.
Hanako-san,
Okay?
are you there? And hope she doesn't answer.
Drop it in the comment below. Let's discuss.
This legend hasn't just inspired manga, anime, and
If you want to know
films.
anything
It's
about these
fascinated
drums
scholars
or
too.
anything about the
And while
tourism of
Japan
Ghana,
has plenty of
please don't
spooky
hesitate to drop it
characters,
in the comment below.
Little
Let's
Hanako in her
let's
red dress
discuss.
is the A-lister.
I'll give you the
Professor
excellent
Ryuhei Hirota teaches folklore and
explanation
anthropology
of
at
anything you
Daiichi
want.
Gakuin
Just let me
University
know.
in Tokyo.
Starting from
I
these
went to see him to
drums
find out
to the
how this
different
all
touristic
started.
sites in Ghana, to the people of Ghana, the hospitality of Ghanaians, what makes Ghana to be the gateway to Africa? Why is Ghana the gateway to Africa? Okay? Why are Ghanaians so hospitable? Why Ghana is so peaceful and tranquil? We know what is the turmoil and the insurgency and unrest that are happening in other parts of the world, other African countries. But why is Ghana very much peaceful? You know, I will tell you all that. So just drop it in the comment below and let's discuss. Okay? Once more again, this is Human Face Humanity First, uplifting all souls across the board.
Understand why she still resonates. I sat down with 21-year-old
The drums they are here, they are available all sizes, all type of sizes, starting from 5. Okay, my colleague is here again, so he will start to pull the.
I think the first thing that comes to mind is
Family.
This was a really big
Family,
folklore tale thing that was very popular during break time or lunchtime. They would go to the bathrooms and actually try this out with friends, and you would sometimes hear like screamings. I'm intrigued. Tell me more. We had this tale that if you knock 3 times on the third stall from the entrance and you call out to Hanako-san, and then if the Hanako-san replies by saying hi, then you can't say anything back. Because if you actually reply, then she's going to ask if you want to play with her. And if you let her play with you, then you would be killed. Have you ever tried it? Yes, I have. I've tried it with a lot of my friends. We were primary schoolers. We were curious. There was a very creepy incident in our school where the third stall from the entrance was locked, and there was nobody in the stall, and it was locked for about 2 weeks, and we didn't know how it could be locked from the inside because no one was in there.
What's that you say?
We just collectively said, "Oh, that's Hanako-san. She's hiding in there and she's waiting." What was that like? Thinking Hanako-san was actually in the bathroom in the school. Yeah, we were kids, so we were trying to like look inside. We also wrote letters and like slid it under the walls. Well, actually, I was the one that wrote the letter. Yeah. What did you say, Minori? I wanted to sort of reassure her they understand and maybe like these kids are scaring you and that's why like you don't want to come out, but we're nice, I swear, we have candy. When you had this adventure in school,
And then best we drum way. I say yes, I drum. Best drum, best beating so. Beating them, better one beating.
She came to our bathroom and decided to just live here now. Just because I sent her a letter. That was, I was scared about that too. Japan's world of anime, manga, and video games is full of elaborate monsters, terrifying.
Sir. Salam alaikum. What is that? Saying 2000 yen.
That was the BBC China Killer reporting. Take care with that fascinating and somewhat creepy your Newsday on the BBC World Service with Anna Nairobi, Rob in London, plenty more to come in the next half hour of the programme, so do stay with us if you can.
we won't buy it then Yanko for area. What you want to say there? Ambo,
Me Juma Ede.
a woman can't yet.
This is the BBC
And I'm a
World
boy.
Service with the great
Now, but
team,
now we
part
will
of
bet
amazing sports stories. Like the Soviet Union
Jimmy Asemwa.
and the iconic American
Jimmy na me pese Jimmy ana.
You couldn't make this story up.
And I'm about them.
But the next one, I'm going to shut no there and also can't go inside. So go on the mouth,
The 1992 Summer Olympics are just around the corner. Sporting freedom doesn't come cheap.
yes, say
The
that.
basketball team has desperately been trying to raise funds to get there. One of their more unexpected
No matter how
donors
it is.
is the Grateful Dead.
We love underdogs, so the big writes them a check.
But will the band's
No
support
betting
be
yes,
enough to
no
take
betting
Lithuanian
yes,
basketball to the Barcelona
I look
Olympics?
where I can be charging. Go away, you see my what's I did like.
To listen, search amazing sports stories.
Yeah, did not see
Oh,
you.
betcha. Oh, energy. Esika dia because osika e misika e osika anti. Sika anti say mi fasika mi ma me
Usika ya woyele no madia.
misika nso e wodia.
Usika ya woyele no madia.
Misika nso e wosika.
Misika aya me yele ne me madia. My money belong to my wife and my children. And I met send their every other family.
And our guest this morning is David Munywa, the Kenyan who has captured the imagination of the dance world.
Mimi nim say misika e wosika.
Usika ya woyele no madia.
And kure wonso e wonso ka ho. Wonso ka ho.
I don't me can't with your mom when you almost be usika nkasa.
Bonso obedi bi, wonso obedi bi. Wonso obedi bi.
Me na me tena ho no mo me in flat bad da. Me nya ma adwuma kra ni.
Nti mimi ye dem nye nhyiraba.
Bo me ka sa wonye nhyiraba.
Wo se wo ye nhyiraba dada.
Nhyira nye so. Nhyira ni se obi.
Nyumunyam.
Nyankopon da bi. Oni nyankopon wa pam.
Nyumunyam e den. What is nyumunyam?
Oh, growing.
Growing. Glory. Okay, glory. Nyumunyam.
To get help for their
daughters. Ubi ni nyankopon no bi wo covenant. So that say me there. Ya me ni me wo covenant ntino.
Pese boy we mani ni bra mani ni nka blofu boni wa ma min sire kakra. Ben say konkosa police
there. No mo ana de bo me ne konsa.
Oni nyansa ba ku say.
Locomotion. You know kai.
Hey, locomotion ye. Movement. Yeah, well, life me refi kura. Na me pese bisa wa assemble. Yeah, go offline, be bisa.
The Boeing 777 was en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing with 239 people on board.
We'll be as
National Postal Service to announce 4 delivery. All of post-mortem
born again.
The what you use right. I confess, I'm a boy.
She. See what? This is one me papa one. Maka chose me na mi unse ahade yen kasa religion wa me YouTube so nti na mi pese. Masa asem na me no kasa. Debia wo pese you want to bring me backward me pesa. Debia wo you bring me backward. Me no kasa bibi. Wo refi. Hey my brother, where are you going? Are you going to work? Did you work today? Nobody gave you a job. Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. It's okay. So where are you going now?
What about you?
Okay. By the grace of God, it will be available. Amen. Alaikum salam, my brother.
You go and drink alcohol. When you get the money, you go.
Is it true that you take alcohol? Is it true? No, but most times we see you intoxicated. So that's why some of us, if we want to give you money, we think twice. Because when they give you money, you use it to go to be intoxicated, to go and take alcohol.
RSF has been
You are
fighting
always at the
terrorism
highest peak of
since April
intoxication, so
2023,
we
when
think twice of
protesters
giving you money sometimes.
exploded difficulties and plunged the
It's
country
not
into
porridge. You don't
civil
want to
war.
take any
It
porridge.
killed
You want to go and
150,000
take
people
alcohol.
and displaced millions. And Fasha fell after more
Bad
than
boy.
500 days of siege. Last Friday, a small UN humanitarian team was able to make it its first short visit in almost 2 years. Early in the program, I spoke to the UN aid coordinator
Okay, what's your
for the
name?
inspection, Denise
Caesar.
from
Are you a
Portugal.
Muslim?
I asked her what El Fasha looks like now.
Can you Hausa?
Caesar Borgia.
As you said, it's the
Emmanuel.
Caesar Borgia.
under siege for more than 500 days.
Caesar
The
Borgia.
UN was blocked from for that entire period.
He
With
changed his name to
and then a
Basis
famine
because
was
Yeah,
declared
he
that's
converted to
interesting.
a few
Islam.
months ago. This took weeks of
Uh,
negotiations because
but you
our
read the
primary
Quran.
concern was for the safety.
Very intelligent.
Very
Of someone
intelligent,
going
yeah.
in. We needed to get them safely in, safely out. So we needed that verbal agreement.
Because
So the
the
team that went
people,
in, it was a very long 50 kilometers. It took more than 2
the
hours.
missionary trained him well.
Okay, he was
Make
trained by
sure that yes,
missionaries, eh?
he is
Voyage on
educated.
Okay.
that road.
And he said,
All around
mommy said they should
El
join
Fasher, the
Islam.
communities
Your mommy
are
decide for you.
empty. There's nobody left in the villages there. And within the town, and remember, it was a town of more than 1 million people.
You have to go. You have to go and come back later. We
Yo,
don't
now
have
it's
coin.
a few.
It's really a town. The hospital, the
London,
tiny hospital, which we've talked about a lot.
Now it's
because
happy,
of
now
the
it's happy.
relations
Yo, now yeah, what
between
man?
Munster in that hospital by the World
Now
Health
it's happy.
Organization.
Oh, now it's happy.
It was the first place the team visited.
Vagasia Bani.
It's open. There are health personnel there. Very few patients and very few supplies, so there are no antibiotics left. But we've known that for months.
And what did you hear from the people you spoke to?
You know, we're very cautious. We're very cautious right now.
Can say it.
We needed to get safely in, safely out, and see what was going on. So we're careful about what people share with us because they sit in Al Fasher. But we did interact with the civilians that we met. These people have been displaced within the town, so they haven't left.
Hey, no.
Although
I'd rather
UN
hold down when I am
repeatedly
for.
calls for
That when
civilians
you're
to be
gonna
able
pass it down,
to leave Al Fasher. They're living in very precarious situations, in abandoned buildings, or under makeshift shelters. Whatever they could find, blankets, piece of plastic sheeting, no visible toilets, or access to clean water. So it's very difficult for them. It is a lot of trauma. It's not just what happened in October. This has been going on for almost 2 years.
What is the aid situation now? Is aid able to go in?
So, as I said, for more than 500 days we were blocked from going in. So there may have been a trickle of supplies, but it's really a trickle, which is why, people are living under a blanket or living under a plastic sheet. We are preparing our next visits, but please understand this is not like getting into your car and driving to the next town. There's a lot involved here. We will be taking in some supplies, hopefully soon as possible, just to meet some few basic needs, particularly in the hospitals, particularly for those people we saw. There's no functioning combi left, though there is a small market that we saw. So that's our primary, the next primary objective is making sure that the people who remain are protected. But we only saw a little bit. Right? So what we saw is not the full picture. And we need some time to figure out what is that full picture.
What are the plans now in terms of trying to sort of gather evidence? You did talk about that massacre that was reported by the World Health Organization by Saudi Hospital. What are the next steps now in terms of trying to get people justice and getting that crucial evidence that may still be available now?
And that's an absolutely fundamental point. There needs to be justice, there needs to be accountability for what happened there. But the job of the humanitarian community here is to deliver supplies and protect the people. In parallel, and a very essential part of what's happening, are those investigations, are listening to the witnesses, is pulling together that documentary evidence so that the world knows exactly what happened there. But
But is
that's
that
not the
feasible at this
diplomatic
point?
entity. Well, there's been, and we've reported on that extensively. 100,000 people fled since October. Now, not just from the
Hmm?
town of El Fasher, but also neighboring areas. And those people we have access to. So that work is ongoing. And again, it's
Uh-huh.
fundamental, but not the job of the humanitarian
Hmm?
community, which has a
Right.
Don't person
responsibility
me
to
there.
deliver.
Denise Brown there speaking to you a little earlier. She's from the UN office in Port Sudan.
I don't.
Now, let's talk about Yemen on the Arabian Peninsula, which has been beset by civil war for more than 10 years since the Houthi rebels, which are backed by Iran, advanced and seized control of the country's capital, Sana'a. Well, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and other nations have all backed various factions in the ongoing conflict. In the past hour or so, the country has declared a state of emergency in response to a Saudi bomb attack on a port city. We can speak now to Ibrahim Jalal, who's a Yemeni and Arabian Peninsula expert for the research company Horizon Insights. Welcome to the program.
Mariam,
Before we discuss what's been happening in
stubborn
the past
Mariam.
couple of days, just give us
Okay,
a
Angel.
primer, if you would,
Sorry,
on the
sorry, sorry,
various
sorry.
groups that
I
control
always
the different
I
parts of
always
Yemen.
misidentify her.
Thanks
Yes.
for having me. Yemen has been
With another.
fragmented increasingly over the past decade. With the Houthis in control, the Iran-backed Houthis in control of the northwest, the UAE-backed joint forces in
No, no,
Gulf
she's
of
the one.
along
She's the one.
the
Honestly.
southern part of the Red Sea, and then the Southern Transitional Council, which had expanded its territorial control just in the beginning of this month, with the government having its strong foothold in the governorate of Marib and Taiz. So the distribution of territorial of control has been fluid. It is very much reversible, especially in the eastern part of the country, which has been the epicenter of this escalation.
And so we have these three different groups then jostling for control of territory in Yemen and all of them backed by different other nations.
You have the Houthis backed by Iran, and then you have two main coalition allies called them Saudi Arabia and the UAE, and they back different groupings, so to speak, while they should have been focused on maintaining support for the government of President him to in 2015. And perhaps today's Saudi Arabia statement in recognition of the UAE's departure from what it called the foundations of the coalition to restore legitimacy in Yemen has been disappointing, which just captures the divergence that has reflected on the operational theater of the war in Yemen over the past 10 years.
And so you've got the internationally recognized government
So, guys, once more
declaring a
again,
state
this
of
is Human Face Humanity
emergency.
First,
I mean, is there
uplifting
any
all souls
point in
across the
that?
board.
Is there any
Please,
hope
if you
for
want to know
this government
anything
that some
about the
forces will come
Ghanaian
in, UN
tourism,
backed or
about
otherwise,
this
to try to
beautiful,
bring peace to the
unique
country?
Djimbè
Of course
drums,
there is. I
please, my
think the
people, don't
government
hesitate to
declared a
drop
state
it
of
in the comments
emergency
below.
just after
Let me take you through, okay?
the Saudi
That's why we are
coalition
here.
announced
We are
the
located at Accra Art
the
Center,
identification
adjacent
of an armed
Kwame Kuma Memorial Park.
supply
Of
that
course,
came
if
to
you know
raid
anything
the
about
Southern
Africa, you know
Transitional
anything about
Council
history,
in the
you should
eastern
know
part
about
of the
Kwame
country.
Kuma,
And I
the
think the government now,
Pan-Africanist
after
and
a
freedom
decade,
fighter,
tries
the
to
first prime
reorganize
minister of
itself,
Ghana
draws
and the
those
first
lines in
elected
coordination with
president
its biggest
of
partner, Saudi
Ghana.
Arabia. I
So
think
he fought for the independence
is
of
very
Ghana. He
that
and
tries
other
to
patriotic
imagine
Ghanaians and Pan-Africanists fought for the
relationships
independence
of
of Ghana.
Yemen
And in
with its immediate
1957,
borders,
Ghana
but
became the first
also
West African country to
um,
gain independence
with the
under
constituency
briefing.
of the country and
Okay,
try to configure its internal
so
and
from
external
then,
partnerships to
countries
restore
like
the capital,
Nigeria,
Sana'a. And that's
Sierra
already a
Leone,
long
the
way. The
Gambia, and
road to
others
peace
followed.
beyond no illusion. It's lengthy. And now that the international community has sort of reconstituted its approaches to or its perceptions around the Houthis and with a reconstituted to international peace, trade, and security,
Sir.
I think there is an ample of space to imagine the Yemen we want, the Yemen the international community wants, and a Yemen that reflects on its stability, on regional stability and security, and in a way that does not hamper or export extremist threats, be it at sea or across borders.
And what is daily life like for Yemenis in the various the moment.
Life has been very challenging and demanding, especially with the decline in humanitarian aid, the changing geographies of no peace, no war. We've not seen an intensified cycle of violence for over the past 2 years. But with all of this and the Houthi economic embargo on the government denying its oil export, this has crippled the economy and therefore has translated into compounded human insecurities. And with armed groups and state capture, multidimensional poverty is rather deepening. And with new elite um, continuing to engineer the economy in ways that privilege them without ensuring delivery of public goods and livelihood to the mass public.
Okay.
Yet, many Yemenis continue to have hope in a bright future with the support of their friends and partners around the world.
Thank you very much indeed. Ibrahim Jalal, a Yemeni and Arabian Peninsula expert for the research company Horizon Insights.
Now, Donald Trump says that he hopes to reach phase two of the Gaza peace plan very quickly. He's been discussing this with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at Mar-a-Lago, his Florida home. Speaking to the media after the meeting, President Trump warned that Hamas would have hell to pay if it does not disarm quickly as part of the Gaza deal, suggesting that other countries who supported the agreement would be prepared to wipe out the Palestinian group.
Well, the Gaza peace plan came into effect in October, and under the second phase, a technocratic government would be established in Gaza, Hamas would disarm, and Israeli troops would withdraw. The reconstruction of Gaza could then begin, but the deal's first phase has yet to be completed. The body of one hostage is yet to be returned, that of Ran Gvili, a 24-year-old sergeant in the Israeli police. Well, his parents met Benjamin Netanyahu in Florida to discuss the potential return of their son's remains. I've been speaking to Ran's aunt, Dr. Tammy Zaini, and began by asking her what happened to him 2 years ago on October the 7th.
My nephew was injured at home. He had a dislocated clavicle and he was supposed to have an operation 2 days later. And when he heard about the entrance of all the terrorists to the southern part of Israel, and when the police called all of the policemen to the territory, he went out without an hesitation. They first went towards the Nova, but they didn't reach it because of the amount of terrorists in the area. They stopped at Kibbutz Alumim and then in Saad, managed to rescue a lot of the people from the Nova, and then came back to Kibbutz Alumim. He was wounded with another man who was there, Guy Madar. And then he left the car and sat near the kibbutz fence and fought till the last of his bullets to rescue the kibbutz. And the last time we heard from him was a few minutes, 10:30, the 7th of October, when he sent his location to his team. Since then, we don't really have any sign of life from him.
And his body remains in Gaza. Do the Israeli authorities have any idea where his remains are?
They think it is in the Zaytun area in Gaza, but through the war and now they searched all their premises and they didn't find it. We do know that Hamas knows where his body is, or at least they know who's from the jihad knows. They know the people that they should question to find him, but they don't do it.
So this is what Israeli intelligence are telling you and his wider family, that they believe Hamas would be able to relocate the body. What would have taken an active decision not to locate his remains and return them.
I think two things that we learned in the 7th of October of Hamas and the Jihad Islamic is first of all, the unbelievable, unimaginable cruelty of them. But the second thing that we learned that they are very smart. They know that Rani is now for them a bargaining card.
And not giving it up.
Why didn't you put
So
on the
easily.
sleeveless one? This one
Certainly
is
have
too
had
thick.
some they don't
You
know
sweat
over
more.
the years, and there has been an awful lot of devastation in
Put on
Gaza,
that
so
one. This one
you
is
might
very thick.
understand why it could be difficult to locate the
What you
remains
say?
of one specific individual. What do you make?
Okay, what's saying?
What do you make of
But
the
still put it so it will
international
dry on you.
pressure there
It
is
will
on
dry
both
soon.
Israel and Hamas to
I say,
move on to the second phase without your nephew's remains
you are
being
feeling hot.
found?
It will just cool you down.
Talk about it in two levels. The first one is the
don't like
personal
fun.
and
Why?
family level. We want
Put
to
on the fan. Put on the
okay,
fan.
there's no
I won't deprive
questioning.
you.
But the second thing that is
Then
very
call, yes.
important is
Then call.
the
That is what we
contextual
agreed on. Because me too, the sun is
level.
disturbing my eyes here. Let me open this one.
One of the things that we agreed on was to
Yeah, boss. How are you? Okay, guys. Stay tuned. We are coming to give you another exclusive coverage of. We are done with the first one. We are done with the first. The first one we are done with it. We are coming to the second one. Okay. We are coming to the second one. So stay tuned.
We are done with
Hmm?
the base one. We left with the top.
We did okay with the two.
That one is the base.
This is the base one.
So,
Okay. Yanko, senior superintendent. Superintendent of Yahweh's Eagle Royal Indigenous Handicraft. Supo. Ay. Konkonsa policeman huna no pai. Anawa hunu. Okay. Watch him.
Doing that video, we understand that it's very important to stay in and use any
Comedy me.
that we can, anything that we can to bring him home. But for us as a family, for my children,
Won't say comedy.
all his children.
Hey, Kafra. Sisi ana mi say comedy me. Hey. Ose obema 50 CDs. Obeko ye nkwan why? Ose obema 50 CDs. Obeko ye nkwan. The girls them. The girls them. The girls them deserve Obi apel. Hey, guy. Akwawe guy. Yeah, senior. It is a. Pacho bibi aboko.
Maybe my be positive.
Hey.
That's why.
Me say, guess ni nyina omu penu. Onu nkwa. Masa. Why? Why are there pa? Side draw no wo, side draw mi pevi. Nso. Enye draw bia, we sure.
Mono. Oh, get no money say. Yen nyisi.
Sa.
Enti say bia omuni ye bedi agwa ba mu say ni de. Omuni mu na ye we kakla na wan yokola. Wo to a show mo so. No, ba mu de omuni say o ye de masa. Akwa we de masa.
Onye sa.
De kla onu kle bo. Wo a wo be dwane kla jam.
Mati. So nti e o suban nti, onti na omo pe o.
Me omo pe masam keke. Say o. Asumasi de ye ben no kla.
Asumesi anya se bentin.
Uko ben obi foforo a. Ejapa.
Asumasi anya se bentin.
And as a bentin say the japa.
Bad boy.
Bentin to say we say the japa pa. And I only say
bad boy. Me minim say omo ni nyina pe o nti onu na me nti enu na onu na me wanwa. Asumesi ana se bentin.
Omo say the ni sa dem. Wa mo say the obwa. Wo di ja be shim.
yɛbɛ gye yɛ deɛ
ɛsɛ mepɛ bi nom mepɛ bi fi nom ɛfɔmɛ de meba me ne sika mano ma bi nom so
wɔne maduro
herbal medicine
herbal medicine bɛn
ada na nkurɔfoɔ na ɔmo te sɛ ɔmo sɛ ɔmo ka sɛ ewi ana
ɔmo ka sɛ ewi
ɔmo ewie koraa
nti wokɔ yɛ dɛ pɛ bibi ma mi ɛ why oh Charlie okay so guys we are done with the first one. Okay, this is the second one we are working on, and let me just take you through what you are seeing here. This, like I said earlier, these are the ropes, these are the black ropes, and here, down here at the bottom here, there is an iron rod, a small iron rod. Okay, and here also, this is an iron rod, and this is an iron rod also. So in total we have 3 iron rods, 1 at the bottom, 2 at the top. So one of the iron rods, this one here, is where the cow skin is wrapped. That is where the cow skin is wrapped. And this other iron rod is put on top. This is where the these ropes, this long rope you see here, is where it is wrapped. So they connect the bottom one to that of the top. Okay, and they pull it. The more they pull it, the more the sound of the drums comes out. This cow skin, okay, the sound is very unique. So the more they pull the drum, the more they pull these ropes, the more they pull this rope using this stick you see here. This stick was big, and it was also rough, but because of the consistent pulling of these ropes, as you can see, the stick is now small, it's very thin now, and also very smooth. It's very smooth. It's very smooth. And as you can see this mark, see the mark on the stick. This is as a result of the consistent pulling of the drum. Okay, pulling of the string. You see? Okay, so once more again, like I was saying, and if you have any questions to ask about this drum or any other thing, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comments below. Okay, and I will ensure that I help you answer them. Or if you need anything, whether it is this drum or any other thing about the tourism of Ghana or Ghana in general, please just let me know. Okay, and we'll ensure that me and my team will ensure that we get it for you. Okay, so as you can hear the sound, but the sound is yet to come out totally because the ropes are yet to be pulled properly. Okay, so he has finished the first one. This is the second one. Once he finishes pulling this one also, the sound will be unique. It will sound more better than this sound that is coming out. Okay, so stay tuned. He has gone to ease himself again and grab something to eat, and he will come back and continue. Okay, so if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below and let's talk. If you have any question, please drop them in the comments below and let's discuss. So like I said earlier, the drums are available in different sizes. We have 5 inches, 10 inches, 15 inches to 20 inches. Okay, we have 5 inches, we have 6 inches, 7, 8 inches, 9 inches, up to 20 inches. They are available. And the skin that is used, or the leather that is used, is called cow skin, and that of goat skin, and that of antelope skin. These are the 3 types of skins that are normally used for this drum. Okay, cow skin, goat skin, and antelope skin. Okay, and for the wood, this wood you are seeing, we have also different type of woods. We have the shea butter wood, and we have the mahogany tree wood, mahogany tree. Okay, so these are the different type of woods that are also available. So once more again, if you need any of these, please don't forget to drop it in the comments below, and I will ensure that I'll help you get it. Whether it is this drum or it is any African attire, or African dress rather, if you like, or any touristic item, or you need any cultural item, traditional item in Ghana here, please let us know. Me and my team will ensure that we make them available to you. Okay. Once more again, this is Human Face Humanity First, uplifting all souls across the board. And like I said earlier, the drums are available in different sizes. They are available in different sizes. We have 5 inches. We even have up to 2 inches, very small. We have 2 inches. We have 5 inches. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches. We have 11 inches up to 20 inches are available. Okay. And with regards the leather, we use different skins, different type of leathers. We have the cow skin and that of the goat skin and that of the antelope skin. That is what is available. So with regards the wood, we have the mahogany tree and the shea butter tree. These are the different type of woods that are used to manufacture this drum. Okay. So if you need anything, the my YouTube channel on my YouTube channel at the description, my email address is there and my WhatsApp number is there. Please WhatsApp me or email me and let's talk. Whatever you need, we'll ensure that we'll help you get it. Okay. Once more again, this is Human Face Humanity First, uplifting all souls across the board. If you check the YouTube channel, we have several videos that teaches you about this uh, African Djimbè drum. This African Djimbè drum. They are very unique, and like I said earlier, they can be found in almost all the 54 countries in Africa. All 54 countries are mix of Africa. You go to Southern Africa, you go to Eastern Africa, you come to Western Africa here, come to West Africa here, you go to Central Africa. Every part, these drums are available. Okay, that makes these drums to be very unique and beautiful. So in Ghana here also they are available. There are a lot of them are here. If you come to Accra Art Center where we are located, you see plenty of them. And here is the hub of tourism in Ghana. It is very close to Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park and that of Black Star Square and Independence Square. Okay, so we are back. Yanko. So once more, if you have anything in mind, please drop it in the comments below and let's talk.
A new search for the wreckage of missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 is expected to begin today. A Boeing 777 was flying from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing with 239 people on board when it vanished almost 12 years ago. Thomas Bennett reports.
MH370 took off just over midnight. Around 40 minutes later, the airline was trapped inside with the words, "Good night, Malaysian 370," as the plane entered Vietnamese airspace. Shortly afterwards, the transponder was turned off before it disappeared after a rescue. Several searches were unsuccessful, and to this day, it remains one of the world's biggest aviation mysteries. A new deep-sea dive is now planned, with a US-based marine robotics company searching for 55 days in a remote part of the Indian Ocean.
Yemen has declared a state of emergency after separatist forces seize territory in the south of the country. This comes hours after Saudi Arabia blocked forces from Hezbollah. Riyadh said it had targeted a shipment of weapons from the UAE, which is backing the southern separatists. The head of Yemen's presidential council cancelled defense pacts with the UAE. Bangladesh has declared 3 days of mourning following the death of the opposition leader and first female prime minister,
Bangladesh.
the nation's political rival, Sheikh Hasina, who was ousted last year, is 80. The BBC's Ezra Mashuri says their rivalry goes back years.
Her husband, the former president, was assassinated in a military coup in 1981. That's when she entered politics and went on to lead the BNP. And while she's known as the first female prime minister of Bangladesh, her time was also marked by this bitter rivalry with the Awami League's Sheikh Hasina. These
Yeah.
Then the Babylon.
Yeah, oh, yes, so you and all. I just appear the why so you and your mind.
To correct.